Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. The Bachelor's Juliana Pasquarosa shares why she and Grant Ellis didn't give an explanation for their split. The Bachelor alum Juliana Pasquarosa had shared the one thing she wishes she and Grant Ellis had done differently when navigating a public breakup. I mean, hindsight's the best sight. Juliana acknowledged during the Monday, August 18 episode of the Bachelorette alum Jason Tartick's Trading Secrets podcast. I think we did a good job in terms of just putting it on our Instagram story and kind of separating at that point between Grant and I. Juliana and Grant announced their breakup via separate Instagram story postings on June 13, less than 3 months after their engagement had aired on The Bachelor Season 29 finale on ABC. But Juliana pointed out how Bachelor Nation wanted an explanation rather than just a statement about the couple's split. And I don't necessarily think that we owe anybody anything, Juliana noted, but they did dedicate time to watch it and fall in love with us and our love story and all of that. Juliana therefore admitted, I think it would have been nice to provide some clarity, but I also think that that would have been a really hard conversation for Grant and I to have on how do we verbalize it. According to Grant, he wasn't the one who had decided to end his engagement to Juliana. I didn't break up with anybody, Grant had said during an Instagram live session in late June. It was mutual. It was a mutual thing. It wasn't working. When asked for her take on whether the breakup was mutual, Juliana hesitated and shared with Jason, it was. I think after the initial conversation, we had a lot of conversations that it made sense for the both of us. But the breakup didn't make much sense to Bachelor Nation. Although there were rumors Juliana and Grant's relationship was on the rocks, the pair laughed them off. Grant and Juliana had even been insisting for months prior to their split that they were going strong and planned to move in together in Boston, MA, this summer. The outside noise got real loud after the breakup, Juliana said. And Juliana wasn't afraid to shut down her haters from time to time. You have to hold accountability for certain things. But some things I'm like, oh, you absolutely will not be saying that to me or about me. So there is a line that I draw, and I will step on anybody who tries to cross it, Juliana explained. Juliana added, there is a clear difference between being nice and also having boundaries and respect for yourself. And I think I do both. You can be nice and kind and generous and loving, but you can also stand your ground and have self-worth and shut the haters down when you need to. Juliana said she had prepared herself for backlash and negativity even before she began filming The Bachelor in late 2024. People are going to love you or hate you no matter what. They have opinions on everything, and so I was prepared for that, Juliana said. And I really have such a good support system in my family and friends. Those are the opinions I paid attention to, and they've been so honest with me on, like, oh yeah, maybe that wasn't the best thing to say, when I was watching things back and was being hard on myself. Juliana gushed about how she appreciates the honesty because it toned down the negativity in her own head. As for where she and Grant stand now, Juliana told Jason, I always want to see him succeed and I will support him. I think he's a really great, genuine guy, and I can tell he's supporting me from afar. When Juliana and Grant had confirmed their romance was over, Grant wrote in a statement, this is one of the harder things I've had to write, but I want to share it honestly. Juliana and I have decided to end our relationship. According to the posting, Grant and Juliana simply determined they weren't the right fit for each other. We both gave this our best and poured a lot of love into each other, but after a lot of deep conversations, we've come to the understanding that we're simply not the right fit long-term, Grant continued. What we had was meaningful. The connection we built on the show was real, and so was the effort we made to continue once the cameras stopped rolling. Grant claimed at the time his split from Juliana was amicable. There's no negativity here. No resentment, he wrote. Just two people who care about each other and want the best for one another moving forward. I'll always be grateful for what we shared and for the growth that came with it. Thank you to everyone who supported us and believed in our journey. This chapter is closing, but we're both walking away with love and respect in our hearts, he added. Juliana, for her part, wrote via Instagram stories at the time how it's a gift to find someone who sees the world in a way that resonates with you, while encouraging you to grow. Juliana continued, I've been grateful to share that experience with Grant. We shared something meaningful, navigating a unique journey side by side, learning, growing, and showing up for each other the best we knew how. While this isn't the ending we once imagined, it's one filled with mutual respect, care, and hope for what's ahead, she wrote. We're still cheering each other on, just from different places now. I'm beyond thankful for all the love and support you all have given us. Please be kind. Juliana and Grant got engaged in the Dominican Republic at the final rose ceremony of The Bachelor's 29th season, which aired in early 2025. The Bachelor finale had shown Grant appearing to still be undecided between Juliana and his other final two bachelorette, Lydia Gare, only minutes before the final rose ceremony. Grant had said he was in love with both women, and also repeatedly told Lydia that he was in love with her. But Grant chose to dump Lydia in second place, leaving her feeling blindsided and devastated. Shortly after the Bachelor Season 29 finale aired, Grant faced backlash for allegedly leading Lydia on. Lydia claimed on The Bachelor, after the final rose in March, that Grant had confirmed they were getting engaged the night before the final rose ceremony. Lydia proceeded to throw shade at Grant on social media once the show wrapped. When it comes to reality television romances, fans often expect a fairy tale ending, or at least a neat explanation when things go wrong. But life isn't a 2-hour finale with a rose ceremony and a romantic soundtrack. Sometimes, love unravels in silence, leaving behind unanswered questions. And that's exactly what happened with the Bachelor alum Juliana Pasquarosa and her once highly celebrated partner, Grant Ellis. Their love story began under the bright lights and carefully orchestrated drama of reality TV. Juliana, the poised and soulful contestant who captured hearts with her authenticity, and Grant, the charming yet grounded lead who seemed to embody the promise of a steady future, quickly became a fan favorite couple. When they stepped out together after the cameras stopped rolling, fans imagined the storybook ending was just beginning. But then, nothing. One day they were together, posting adorable snapshots from cozy weekends, charity galas, and quiet escapes. The next, their feeds were scrubbed clean of one another. No angry rants, no cryptic quotes, no vague "we just want different things" captions. Just silence. For weeks, Bachelor Nation buzzed with speculation. Had there been a betrayal? Was there a dramatic falling out? Had the pressures of public life proved too heavy for love to hold? And then, finally, Juliana Pasquarosa decided to address the elephant in the room. In a recent interview with a lifestyle magazine, Juliana was candid about why she and Grant never issued a joint statement or offered a play-by-play of their breakup. The truth is, not everything in life needs a statement, Juliana said, her tone steady but reflective. When you're part of The Bachelor, people get invested in your love story. And I understand that, it's natural. But at the end of the day, Grant and I are human beings, not just characters in a TV show. Sometimes, explaining every detail just opens wounds wider, and sometimes, silence is the healthiest choice. Her words carried the weight of someone who had lived through the double-edged sword of public adoration. She acknowledged the gratitude she felt toward the fans who had supported her, but she also gently reminded them of her right to privacy. We didn't stop loving each other overnight, she explained, but love isn't always enough. And when two people part ways, it doesn't have to mean there's a villain and a hero. It just means life took us in different directions. For Juliana, the real story wasn't about drama or betrayal. It was about two people trying their best once the cameras were gone. On the show, everything is heightened: the dates, the emotions, the way you see each other. But then real life begins. You're not on a yacht in Santorini anymore. You're doing grocery runs, balancing jobs, figuring out if your worlds fit. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. She paused before adding with a smile, "Grant and I had so many good moments. Just because it ended doesn't erase the fact that he was an important part of my journey." Her perspective was refreshing in a culture where breakups often spiral into finger-pointing. Instead of casting blame, Juliana chose gratitude. Why silence was louder than words. Fans often demand closure when their favorite couples split. But Juliana insisted that silence can be its own form of respect. When you put out a statement, people analyze every word. If it's too short, they say you're hiding something. If it's too long, they say you're over-explaining. I didn't want to turn something so personal into a press release. Instead, she and Grant quietly unfollowed each other on social media and allowed people to draw their own conclusions. Though it sparked speculation, Juliana doesn't regret their choice. It gave us space to heal without being dissected. Breakups are hard enough without feeling like you owe the world every detail. Grant's side of the story. Interestingly, Grant has been equally reserved about the breakup. While he hasn't given interviews, insiders say he's chosen to remain private out of respect for Juliana. He's shifted his focus toward work, family, and staying out of the reality TV spotlight. This silence from both parties, rare in a world where headlines often thrive on oversharing, seems to suggest that their bond, though broken, deserved to be handled with dignity. Moving forward. So where does Juliana stand now? She admits she's focusing on rediscovering herself outside of the reality TV bubble. She's dipped into charity work, particularly in women's empowerment initiatives, and has been traveling solo, a decision she says has been healing and eye-opening. "I used to define myself in the context of relationships," she confessed. "Being on The Bachelor and then being with Grant, it always felt like my identity was tied to being someone's partner. Now, I'm just Juliana, and that's enough." Though she didn't confirm whether she's dating again, she did share that her heart is open, but this time, she's not rushing. "I've learned that love isn't about timelines or expectations. It's about connection, and the next time I fall, it won't be because the world expects it. It will be because it feels right." The bigger picture. Juliana's decision not to explain her split is, in many ways, a subtle act of rebellion against the culture of consumption that reality TV breeds. In a world where breakups are packaged into Instagram captions and YouTube tell-alls, she and Grant chose something rare: privacy. It's a reminder that not every story is ours to own, not every heartbreak is meant to be dissected, and not every love that ends should be viewed as a failure. Sometimes, love just ends, and that's okay. A gentle goodbye. Toward the end of her interview, Juliana was asked if she had any final words for fans who still root for her and Grant. She smiled, her eyes softening. "I hope people remember us for the way we loved, not the way it ended. Every love story, even the ones that don't last forever, teaches you something. And ours taught me to be brave enough to love again, even when the world is watching." And with that, Juliana Pasquarosa closed the chapter, not with a dramatic statement or scandalous reveal, but with grace. Final thoughts. The Bachelor franchise has given fans countless love stories, some that blossomed into marriages, others that fizzled before the After the Final Rose special even aired. But Juliana and Grant's story stands out because of what it didn't give us: spectacle. Instead, it gave us a lesson in quiet dignity. That sometimes, the most powerful statement a couple can make is none at all. For Juliana Pasquarosa, silence wasn't avoidance, it was strength. And for fans still searching for answers, maybe the answer is this: not every ending needs an explanation.